The inequalities and disparities accessing COVID-19 vaccines are seriously hindering efforts to save the lives of millions in the Sadc region and must be tackled head-on. I therefore want to make a larger point to the rest of the global community. The inequalities and disparities we are seeing in the distribution and production of COVID-19 vaccines are symptomatic of an old geopolitical framework that is no longer working, no longer sustainable, and no longer acceptable. I'm referring to a framework that regards the world as an animal farm in which some nations are more equal than others. I'm referring to a framework that regards some nationalities as more special than others. I'm referring to a framework that regards some human lives as more worthy of saving than others. Our message to those nations that promote and perpetuate this framework is simple. You are using a tired and failed formula. African countries are full members of the global community, period. As such, for the sake of the dignity of all human beings everywhere, we as Africans have a moral duty to refuse to be treated as second-class citizens. We as Africans have a moral duty to refuse second-class status in the rules of engagement for participating in the global economy. So the time has come for us to work together to put the ratified African free or continental free trade area to full use until the economic rules that disadvantage our nations are rewritten. We as Africans have a moral duty to refuse second-class status in the restrictions we accept from outsiders for managing our own finances and resources. So the time has come for us to stand together in insisting that our Bretton Woods institutions reconfigure the terms and conditions they have imposed on us for decades, leaving us in deeper poverty than they found us. We, as Africans, have a moral duty to refuse second-class status in our participation in the United Nations decisions that affect the peace, stability, and sustainability of our world. So the time has come for us to insist that Africa must have at least one permanent seat on the UN Security Council. And now, as the world faces this global health crisis that has killed millions, torpedoed economies, and disrupted social order, we as Africans have a moral duty to reject second-class status in the distribution and production of COVID vaccines, vaccines invented and manufactured in labs where some of the scientists doing such work are Africans. So the time has come for us to insist that a vaccine that preserves and sustains a person's basic right to life belongs to all nations, no matter who discovered it. I repeat, treating African nations and nationals as second-class members of the global community is no longer acceptable. We do not accept it, and we will not accept it, and we must and cannot accept it.